No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. And today I'm in here doing an interview that I've wanted to do for a long time with somebody who has made a lot of noise in the culture, had a tumultuous couple of years or so, I guess you might say. Brother Nature, my man, in the building. How you feeling?
I'm good, Adam. How you feeling?
Excited to have you in here, man. It's been a while. I wanted to ask you this just to start. When did we meet? Because I have many memories of us hanging out at the store.
Yeah.
But that whole period is kind of like a blur.
For sure.
So I'm not sure if you remember meeting me like early on.
I think 2017 is when we first met.
Okay.
If not 2017, then early 2018.
Okay.
2017 we met.
Who were you hanging out with that was coming around the store and stuff? Do you remember?
Roy Purdy.
Roy Purdy. That's the first time we met. Oh, okay. Because I remember him introducing you to me and not really knowing about your content and then finding out and being like, okay, this is a thing now. Nice.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So I want to start from the beginning. Tell me a little bit about where you were born and everything for people who aren't 100% familiar exactly where you came from.
Nice. So I was born in New York. At the age of 2, I moved to Puerto Rico. At the age of 5, and I'm from Uptown, New York, like Washington Heights, Dykeman, to be specific.
Mm-hmm.
At the age of 5, my parents split up, and my dad moved back to New York, but my mom stayed in Puerto Rico, but they agreed that every summer, every winter, I spent with my father. So, I go to school in Puerto Rico and then come to New York for the summers and the winters. Then at the age of 9, random summer, I came back home from New York to Puerto Rico, and my mom said, we're moving to Texas, like abruptly, like randomly. I was like, oh, snap, because I guess her boyfriend got a job in Texas to fix tanks. So I moved to Killeen, Texas when I was 9.
And was this a huge culture shock? Because like New York and Puerto Rico, I feel like have such defined cultures. They're such like hubs with so much shit going on.
For
and
sure.
then Texas, there's a lot of parts that are pretty much nothingness, right?
Exactly. And then, just being, 9 years old from New York and Puerto Rico and not ever even thinking in my mind that I moved to Texas, like, I thought I was about to be a cowboy or some shit, honestly. You know what I'm saying? But, my brother and I, whatever, went to Texas for a little bit. Me personally, I went to Texas from like 4th grade all the way to high school. Like I graduated high school in Texas. But, my parents were still split up, so I still was coming to New York for the summers and the winters throughout that whole time.
And were you genuinely happy? Did you like it better there in Texas? Or because it feels like for me, going to Texas from New York City would be tough.
Yeah, I think honestly, like, I love my friends from Texas. Like, I love everything that I learned from Texas. I love, the culture. I love how people are so nice and like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. And really, like, my close friends, like my bros, all they're from Texas. So I that's what I love specifically about Texas, just like the manners, the culture, and my friends.
Nice. I got you. So, okay, what was life like out there in Texas as a kid?
It was cool. I mean, honestly, Killeen was crazy. Killeen's a crazy place. Like, it's pretty hood. You know what I mean? Like, we thought, like, we're moving, like, next to a military base, but they have great people. It was just cool, bro. I never really, like, I was just a young kid outside, for real.
Right. Definitely. So, yeah, were you getting a lot more of, like, a taste of the outdoors and, like, having animals around and stuff like that, or was it not that kind of environment?
Not at all. And the only time that I would see animals is because at the same time that I was 9 years old, my little brother was born, and my dad bought a house in Pennsylvania. So that's like an hour and a half drive from, like, where we're from in the city. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, hour and 15. So my dad, we already had the house in Pennsylvania, so that's where I would see nature. But he still worked in New York, so we would drive to New York every single day. So now I got this triangle of New York, Pennsylvania, Texas.
Right. But were you fascinated by the nature
by
element?
the wildlife, yeah, by seeing either the deer or random animals. Anytime I would see anything, remember, I just get so excited, like,
right.
This pure excitement.
Because it's such an exotic thing to you when you grow up in the city.
Exactly.
Because you don't see any of it.
Exactly.
Like, what do you see? You see squirrels, you see stray cats.
Yep.
You don't get to see any like crazy ass animals. So all of a sudden, which I think when you eventually started to blow up, that was kind of the thing, is that you just seemed like a dude who didn't grow up around animals, being kind of like amazed by the amazement of, it's almost like seeing animals through like a child's eye sort of thing, like very innocent perspective on how cool these animals were.
Thank you.
But okay, were you interested in social media and watching YouTube and content and stuff like that when you were young?
Honestly, bro, since I've been young, I've been on social media since I was young. Big fan of Chief Keef. grew up heavy on Chief Keef, Future and Chief Keef were like my two goats when I was young. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I would just post stuff on social media, but just, you know, like we all use social media, you know what I'm saying? I take pictures, just stuff like that. Never thought that it's what my life would lead to type deal. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
type shit. Like I never.
So how old were you when you started to make content? Or it wasn't even like a conscious thing, right?
Yeah,
Like, was
yeah,
it just
but-
like a story post at first?
Really, well, I've been making content really since forever, I feel like.
Oh,
since,
okay.
since like, but never thought of it as, hey, I'm making content. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like I would make Vines because I thought they were funny. And I love how you can just like start here and go to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
But in those early days, now people make content, they start to think, oh, I'm going to be an influencer. I'm going to make
Yeah.
money. I'm going to get ads, etc. Like early days of Vine, it was just like, oh, this is a cool way to use a phone.
And
We
I'm
didn't
like-
know you could do this.
and I'm like 12 years old,
Yeah,
13. You know what I'm saying? Like making Vines and stuff like that.
Right. Definitely. So what were they like at the time though? You're just making jokes, shit like that?
My Vines?
Yeah.
Vines, I made them in high school. Yeah, me and my friends just joking around.
Right.
And then I graduated high school in Texas. I moved to Pennsylvania because that was like my life goal at the time, to get enough scholarship money so I could go live with my dad. Because when I was young, I used to miss my dad dearly. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like, because all we did was have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like when I come out to New York, have fun. So I miss my dad so much that I always told myself that once I grind, get my own money, get my own shit, I'm gonna go live with my dad to see like what that's like. So I got enough scholarship money. I went to school in Pennsylvania, went to college, and the summer right before my freshman year is when I went viral for feeding a deer.
Really? Okay. So how long were you in college though? Freshman year?
I just did that 1 year.
Like 1 year before it started to go
No,
viral.
no. Before I started college. I went viral.
Oh, so even before college.
Yeah.
Okay, but your plan was to go to college in what area?
In East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay, so then you'd be closer to your dad?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. But so you didn't have any like success or anything go viral before this stuff? Like all your content before that was just kind of for you and your friend type shit?
Yeah.
Okay. And so then what actually led to the creation of this first video of you with the deer?
So it was like a random summer day. I was playing 2K with my cousin. His name is Ken Polo. Remember, we just playing 2K. I remember I won. And I'm feeling happy. I come outside the house, and there's a deer standing in the front yard, just looking at me. And I'm like, I remember I called my cousin. I'm like, yo, Ken, look at this deer. She's just standing there looking at me. And he's like, oh, yeah, bro, we've been feeding her for a while. So he just goes back in the house. He literally comes out with like some Pringles or some shit and starts hand feeding her. And I'm mind boggled. I said, oh, shit. I said, my cousin got a pet deer. This is crazy. Just putting it on my Snapchat, you know what I'm saying? Regular,
Right.
just like how I would do anything else. You know, Snapchat, regular stuff. Boom. We feed the deer for like about an hour or so. I'm like, I'm fucking mind blown. You know, I'm excited and shit. I hop in my dad's truck. You know, I live around the corner. We live in the same neighborhood. Me and my cousin and I live in the same neighborhood. Bro, I'm driving, you know, kind of high off life a little bit. I'm like, damn, my cousin got a pet deer. 2K. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pull up to the driveway. And in the backyard, like, for some reason, my grass looking hella green, the sun is shining, and I see a deer in my backyard, but like a buck this time. Like he had a doe, which is a female deer.
Right.
I had the deer with the antlers. He had a full rack. You know what I'm saying? It's called a buck.
Nice
I'm
rack
like,
on
oh
him.
shit. My first thought is like, damn, my cousin got a pet deer, so now I'm gonna try to get one too. You know what I'm saying? He been feeding his for a while.
Right.
But I'm trying to get this one right now.
Right.
But I remember I run inside the house hella excited. I grab bread, apples, and crackers, I remember. And then I start running to the back. Like I start running like the same way I ran into the house to get the snacks, I start running to the back. But then a voice told me to just like, hey, slow down so you don't scare him away. So I was like, all right, bet. So I remember it's like, I'm standing here, it's my driveway, and the deer standing about like where that thing is over there, you know what I'm saying? Probably a little bit further back. So I'm just like, I'm hella calculated. I just grab an apple and I just roll it to him and it hits his hoof. And then he kind of like looks down, takes a bite. And then at that moment, bro, he shot his head up, he waggled his tail, and we locked eyes. And for some reason, bro, I already knew that we was friends. So I'm like, bet, it's lit. Bro, I threw the crackers down like right around me just to see if he'll walk up to me. Started walking over right to me. I'm like, oh shit, he really about to be my friend. So let me give him a name. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm about to put this on the gram.
Yeah.
Show everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
Boom. So I'm like, all right, it has to be something meaningful because this shit is crazy right here. So at the time, I was trying to get my money up. So I just named him Money. You know what I'm saying? Like, boom. Love money. I love the deer too. So I'm like, fuck it. Money's his name. Boom. Pull my phone out. And then, you know, I'm still calm because I really don't want to scare him away. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like super nonchalant. I'm like, I'm trying to show everybody how I'm spending my day. I'm out here with my best friend. His name is Money. Play basketball whenever we both outside.
Right.
Boom. Put that video up, bro. And then within like the first 10 minutes, it's like all the girls from back home from Texas are putting like laughing emojis and stuff. And I'm confused because I've never had this, you know, reaction to any of my posts like on social media. So I'm like, oh shit, like I'm kind of up to something. So boom, I remember I saved the video off my Instagram and I put it on my Twitter. And like within like the first day, bro, I remember I went up to like 700 retweets and I'm like, oh shit.
So it went viral on your platform first,
Yeah,
because
on
I was
Twitter.
kind of like assuming that somebody saw it on your story and just screen recorded it and posted it somewhere. But okay, it was on your platform first.
Yeah, it was on my Twitter.
Okay. And so what was the reaction like initially? Like what was the overall sentiment?
Everybody just thought it was funny.
Right.
I was confused.
Well, confused why? Like what is so interesting about me?
Why
I'm just
do
a
they
regular
think-
guy.
Why do they think this is funny?
Yeah. And what do you think that it was?
I don't know. Like now that I watch it, that I'm a little bit older, I'm like, oh no, this shit is kind of funny. It's like it's so random.
Right.
Thank
Yeah, because I feel like part of it is the fact that you are like, you seem sort of like naive to the deer. Like you just weren't used to it at all. You know, like most people who make videos with animals, they're used to it. And it's kind of hard to hide that. You had like a sense of wonder. And that's why it's kind of amazing when you say that it was actually your first time with that deer. Because like when you watch it, it kind of feels like, oh, like this guy is just like, this is what he does. Like he fucking is just really in tune with the animals. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Damn. Okay. So where do you go from there? Are you just like, fuck, I got to do more videos with more animals?
Yeah, I think as the week went on, Money, I guess he took some likeness to the food and, you know, myself. So he started bringing his family around. Boom. That's when I just gave them all a name. I named them the Deer Squad. Boom. Then I made a wholesome video where I said no curse words in it. You know what I'm saying? Because Money's family came and he wasn't even around. And I was like, oh shit, nah, he spread the message. So I'm like, boom. Remember, I made that video. Everybody eats, fed him strawberries. You know what I'm saying? I met him. I met his baby mother. I met all, you know, the whole Deer Squad. I put that one up, and then boom, that one is the one that like took it like out of here. Like that made it to like the news. I remember.
Wait, which one was this specifically?
This was the one where I was like feeding them strawberries when it was like I had just woke up the house. I was like, I remember it was like you see a deer like crossing the street. It's like his whole family, and then I'm like, that's Lola right there, and boom, eat that baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember I said that specifically, and then boom. It was Money family, and then that's when I first said everybody eats. And
right.
I was like, that's when it just stuck, and it was just crazy.
Let's just let your homie in real quick.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What's up, G? How you doing? You too, man.
I ain't know about to interrupt this shit.
Oh no, it's cool.
It's all good. Yeah.
Okay, so you're posting this all on your Twitter, and is it starting to be like shared by other pages and stuff? Like, is it making its way to World Star or anything like that?
Yeah. Like by that point, World Star had already started posting me. I remember. I don't remember exactly the name of the news outlet. I used to remember. I don't remember anymore. Somebody called me for an interview, and it was literally like a phone interview. And then like once they like took my interview from the phone, that's when every single blog started to pick it up and started to share it.
Right.
They wanted to interview me, and then it's when it made it to the news. Yeah.
And had you ever thought about having this kind of life at all? You know, like a lot of people who go viral or whatever, they are aspiring to go viral. Had you really ever thought of yourself like this?
You know, on the lowest of the keys that I know that I wanted to deal with animals, because I remember I had when I was in high school, remember I told you I was grinding to get scholarships and stuff?
Right.
I had applied for one scholarship. It was like for a $4,000 scholarship on the behalf of my school board, and I got accepted. But
Right.
then all the board members from my school, like above the principals, interviewed me. And I remember this is the most nervous I've ever been in my life for some interview, because I remember how bad I needed the scholarship. And they get to the last question, and the last question was like, hey, Kelvin, if you could do anything with your life, you don't have to worry about money, you don't have to worry about anything. Like, what would you do? And then that's like another moment where I took of silence, and something kind of just told me. And you know what I told them? I said, to be honest, bro, I said, I done been through so much. I done worked so hard to get to this point right here that I would honestly just go out into the Amazon jungle and watch the animals, because they really got to get it out the mud. No cap. Like, I want to learn from them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to learn from them. on how I could go harder.
Yeah. So even though you hadn't really like fully identified it in terms of like how you were shaping your life path, you feel like that really was what your soul wanted you to do?
That's what my soul wanted me to do.
That's dope. That's crazy. Okay, so you have all this attention. At some point, it starts to go through your head like, how do I keep this going and how do I monetize it?
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
And do people start coming in and saying, hey, I want to manage you, I can help you, yada,
So
yada?
really, shout out to Slater. Just walked in.
Yeah.
Slater, my brother, artist, really holding stuff down from the beginning. Always had the vision.
Oh.
He had a manager at the time. Her name was Nikki. He gave me his manager for real, so she could help me on stuff. And he was the one that gave me the idea to start making shirts. So I already had shirts like within the first week of going viral. And then Nikki gave me the idea to say, hey, Kelvin, you got this dope Everybody Eats thing. You know, y'all been through a lot. You know what I'm saying? You got a single mom. Maybe you should just make this into a charity. So I'm like, boom, like, hell yeah, like, let's do that. So shout out, bro. Shout out Nikki for the idea. They really, like, they helped me. You know what I'm saying? It's like stuff was already in motion, but they were the ones that, like, kind of, like, guided me and told me to do those type of things, and they worked.
But so you went in the direction of starting the charity before you were even really getting bread off your own content?
Yeah.
Because you're not really monetizing it on Twitter and shit,
It was
right?
super simultaneous, but I remember I had we shot like a short form documentary on how I went viral with Public Cinema Club, and then I forget the name, Super Deluxe bought it. So I had like a $10,000 check at the time, and I was making okay money from the shirts and stuff.
Right.
But even having $10,000 all at once, I kind of just wanted to give it away.
And the charity thing, like with the animals and the content, it just makes so much sense, you know? Like that just seems like a logical direction to take it.
Yeah, I really just wanted to, I also, like, I was seeing how it was making people so happy that I kind of just wanted to give it away. Like, I really just wanted to give it away. I wanted to just bless people and be happy, because it was like, damn, it took so long to get here. And then I'm like, nah, I need to share this shit.
Because you had never really had money before in your life?
Not like...
Not more than $10,000, I'm assuming?
I had, when I was in high school, I remember I saved up. I had probably like a couple thousand that I got on my own, you know what I'm saying, from working jobs and shit, but never like 10,000 all at once. You know
yeah, and it feels like you didn't really work
and it felt
for
like
it.
It felt like it was and it
Yeah.
was, and I felt like I'm like, nah, I could hustle this shit. Like, now I got something that I can make money from. So it's nothing. Yeah.
Definitely. So okay, once you get management or whatever, like how does it? Where do you start going from there? You just do the charity thing? Are we working on a lot of different stuff? I'm sure there was a ton of opportunities coming in, even though this is kind of like earlier in the evolution of like how people are able to monetize their internet fame.
So 2016, boom. This was 2016. We did the Everybody Eats Foundation drop. We fed over 150 families. I'm selling merch. Then I get a text while I'm in class that same documentary that I sold went to Sundance. So that got the company Super Deluxe really excited. So I was able to go to Utah. I went to Sundance, experienced that, and the company really liked me. And they were like, hey, Kelvin, we want to fly you to LA for the first time so you can so we can see you in front of different animals. You know what I'm saying? So they were the first ones to put me in front of like different animals, exotic animals, and like the video was titled Kelvin Learns Life's Lesson from like wildlife or something. And that's the first time that I ever saw somebody on social media call me Brother Nature. And then I was like, damn.
They called you it, or?
Yeah, the people.
Oh, okay. They sort of gave you the name.
Yes.
Ah. So what was your username on Twitter at that time?
Cold Game Kev.
Oh yeah, okay. I remember this change. Yeah, all right. Damn. All right. So where do you go from there? Like, because it's kind of an interesting decision for you at that point, because it's like you have all these people that want to make content about you, or you could kind of just lean into making all the content yourself, right? On like YouTube and making stuff for TikTok and everything.
Yeah, nah, for sure. Actually, Super Deluxe, you know, that video, by the way, that video went viral with me with like the exotic wildlife stuff.
Right.
Everybody thought I had a TV show. Super Deluxe, they wanted to sign me, but they wanted to sign me exclusively for not that much money. And I was like, nah. But I did see that I had it, and that's when I made the decision that I didn't want to go back to school.
Damn. So at that point, what do you start doing? You just start like grinding out content yourself, or are you like chasing after opportunities to do more production content?
I'm doing all the content myself. I'm still selling merch at the time. That's when I met my homie Super Dave. He said, hey, if you ever need to come to LA or whatever and expand, and so, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is that you need to do, you come live with me. So that's a decision I made. I remember I dropped out of school. So my father.
Can you pull the mic in a little bit more?
For sure. I told my father, he wasn't really too happy, but that same time that I made that video, I remember at the end they showed me a baby goat, and they were like, and then I remember like it was like a new revelation or something came to me, and I was like, damn, if I could do anything with my life now, I would have a baby goat and keep him as a pet. So that's what I decided to do. I was like, I'm gonna move to LA, and I'm gonna get a baby goat, have him as a pet, and that's it.
So that's really like the thing that you wanted in life, was just to kind of have a chill life and have animals around and just be able to enjoy your life. Because I feel like so many people, myself included, are like, now later in life, I can really look at my life and be like, okay, how do I want to live my life? What is going to give me enjoyment in terms of stuff like having pets or having a kid or whatever? I've kind of slowed down enough. But when I was younger, it was more like I just want to progress. I want to do stuff. I want to make money. I want to build businesses, etc. I was like crazy with it. So it's interesting that even at a young age, you were able to sort of slow it down and be like, nah, I just want to sort of have this chill existence.
No, I appreciate it.
So you started making a lot of friends around that time, though, too. Though we mentioned Roy Purdy and stuff. I know there's a bunch of people that I've seen you rolling around with over the years. Like, how do you start making friends in LA and stuff?
I think really through social media. I think we were all kind of like on the same path in a way. You know, everybody in their own individual path, but everybody on the same, like, you know, I don't know, like things happening like at the same time, low key on the same frequency. And I don't know, I always just been like I love connecting with people and stuff. And if you cool, you know, I fuck with you. And then that's really what it was.
Right, definitely. So, okay, did you ever end up like signing one of these deals to do like more produced content or anything like that? Or
with Super Deluxe, I remember I did Deer Squad Mexico. We sold a show to like Facebook where I go to Mexico and I kind of do the same thing.
Really?
And then around this time, it's like, cause, you know, I'm having like, you know, good, like it's steady, you know, at this point. Like by March, it's like, you know, things are like steady, but like they're not really like all the way there. But then I sold that, like when we sold that and it released, I think like May of like 2018. I remember I'm like, nah, I can't really, like LA kind of got like a little bit stagnant for me. I wasn't really like, and I wasn't like too happy. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna just go back home. I went back home, started making videos with the deer again. And then this is when I really popped off.
Yeah. What was it about this new deer relationship? Because I remember seeing, I feel like that, yeah, the deer was when I was just seeing you all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's when I went from like, I don't know how many likes you were getting at the time or whatever, but it seemed like kind of a normal amount.
Yeah.
And then one day I'm like looking at the feed and I'm like, how the fuck does this video of him with the deer or the goat have like 60,000 likes? Like something happened. Like this is pretty crazy.
Bro, I don't know. It's like I came back home and it just like teed up. Like it just teed up. Like I don't know. It's like May. I remember it clearly because it's like, and like I don't know. Like this is like it's just weird. Cause I ain't know him personally, and may his soul rest in peace. But it's like around the same time that X died, and I think like a lot of people were really sad.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like making my videos, and then it just like I don't know, just teed up. But it like happened like right at the same time, and I was like a little bit confused. And like from there, bro, it just didn't stop. Like I really didn't let my gas off the pedal. You know what I mean?
Right. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, so like it's got to be weird at a certain point though, because your videos don't really say that much about you.
Yeah.
It's more like, hey, check me out. I'm hanging out with this animal. And I think in a lot of ways it allowed people to view you as whatever they wanted. Like they were able to sort of just create this personality for your of you in their head. And I've seen this happen with a lot of people over the years where it's like, for me, it doesn't happen because I'm a podcaster.
Yeah.
I'm talking like whoever I am, it's just out there right away.
For sure.
But a lot of times, or even like, okay, you'll have like a super pretty girl on Instagram and everybody thinks she's so amazing. And then she says some offensive opinion or something controversial. Boom. It's like everybody realizes that she's not the perfect fucking Barbie doll that they thought she was.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Was that ever weird that like people would be making assumptions about you? And
Yeah.
a lot of shit has to come with this, right?
Nah, for sure. And a lot does come. And then you have this like crazy, because it's like I'm already there, you know, as Brother Nature. You know, just Brother Nature, like fully, you know what I'm saying? Like every day I'm traveling, da-da-da. But then I also got like my real life going on.
Right.
And I'm so young. And I kind of got this success. And it's like, I don't know, bro. It's like, it's like weird because, you know, I don't know. Like, let's say I'll get lit and then I'll do like some dumb shit. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like what I would say is that I'm that person, but I also felt like I was living a double life for a long time.
Because it's like, if you want to keep brand deals and stuff, like you're realizing like, oh, if I keep a squeaky clean image, then maybe I'll be able to get different deals
Exactly.
and TV shit or whatever. So it kind of makes you want to create this weird division between what you're actually doing and what you're putting out there to the world.
And it's like, and it's just difficult because it's like you start to lose like a sense of self, and then it's like, what are you really doing it for? And for so long, I kept like a squeaky clean image, not only because it just made people happy, but because I did want those different type of opportunities. But yeah,
It's funny that we met through Roy Purdy because I feel like he went through the exact same thing.
for sure.
Where it's like he's going viral for putting these goofy glasses on and doing little dances, and it's dope for him. But then at a certain point, like if you've seen his YouTube channel in recent months and stuff, it's like he's trying to just kind of be himself. And it's, you know, sometimes like you might only capture like 5 or 10% of the audience that you had before.
For sure.
But at a certain point, it's like, well, do you want to just be real with the people, or do you want to like take this one joke and just dig it into the ground over and over and over? I don't know. It's a tough decision. But okay, so was there any of this stuff? Obviously, we're gonna get to the fight thing that happened and everything. But was there anything that happened before that, where anything came out about you like publicly that was like causing people to like wonder what kind of person you were or anything like that, like partying and stuff?
I mean, when my tweets resurfaced.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah.
Yeah, my tweets resurfaced, and then yeah, and that was really it.
So, okay, let's talk about that. It was like just a bunch of edgy jokes is basically how I took it. And I remember like it came out and then there was like viral tweets basically right after being like, you're trying to cancel him for some shit that he said when he was 12 years old or 13 years old or whatever, right? Like how would you characterize where you were at in your life when you made those jokes?
I mean, honestly, bro, when I was confused when I saw them resurface, because I don't remember saying that. And I think that when I was 12, that was just like, you know, I watched South Park. I used to listen to a lot of Hot Future. You know what I'm saying? And I said that type of stuff, but I don't really remember saying it. And I'm sorry. Like, I was disgusted at the tweets. I couldn't believe that I was just 12 saying that type of stuff. But then at the same time, like, you know, it's fucked up, but I didn't even know what those words meant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an adult looking at that type of stuff, like, I didn't know what they meant. But as far as that, bro, I can't really recall saying that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a kid, it's like, I imagine that those tweets that you got in trouble for, making jokes about Nazis or whatever, it's like, bro, if we had Twitter when I was 12, that's the exact type of shit that like damn near everybody would have been saying.
Yeah.
Racist shit, homophobic shit. When you're that young, bro, you're just saying everything because you're trying to figure out where the limit is. You're trying to figure out like, oh, what can I say and what can I say? What can I get away with? Everything that's offensive or edgy seems like the funniest thing in the world. Honestly, that's kind of how adults are too, but it's especially a thing when you're a kid.
I think when you're a kid, and like I said, bro, I don't even know if I even looked at it that way. Like I don't know. That's probably what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I didn't feel like that canceling like went that far because I mean, from looking at you, what's your ethnicity?
Puerto Rican and Dominican.
Right. Yeah. I don't really look at you as like a convincing Nazi. I don't think many people were really gonna fall for that.
Nah,
you know?
not at all, bro. And like I said, bro, I didn't even know what that stuff meant at the time, for real.
Definitely. But did that slow anything up in terms of you working with?
I mean, as far as like, I think that same week I was supposed to be on Steve Harvey. Like all the mainstream stuff, yeah, it slowed me down a little bit.
Really? Okay.
Oh, for sure.
But it felt like shit kind of kept going normally from there.
But from there, bro, like I had so much love from the people and support that I couldn't even look at it like that. And I definitely couldn't have stopped. Like
Right.
not at the time. Like I'm not gonna let this stop me. Like, oh, this is just another obstacle, just another obstacle, just another obstacle. Like
Right.
I'm like, yeah.
Because that's the most consistent canceling that anybody goes through on their way towards being a public figure, you know, is like, let's find the stuff they said back in the day and hopefully you can survive it and make it through and it's not that bad. But there's always something that people, especially when you're out here with like a clean image, people just love to poke holes in it, you know?
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so and I guess all that kind of leads up to this one night in Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what were you doing actually that night? Who were you rolling around with and set the scene for us?
Yeah, nah, that night, I mean, originally from the week, you know, I flew out there for a beach cleanup and then it's Art Basel at the same time. And, you know, I've been to Miami since like 2017, 2016, like partying and stuff like that. So like the whole week I was pretty lit. That night specifically, I remember it was just like, it was me, it was my brother and I, but I remember I went to a table and it was like super packed and my brother, he's trying to come with me. But at the time, bro, too, I used to care too much about what people thought, or I didn't really like confrontation, and I would kind of just go with wherever it was convenient for me to just like kind of move on the up and up, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Cause I remember my brother looked at me. He's like, he didn't want to leave me by myself, and I'm like, nah, bro, don't worry about it. I'm gonna catch up with you later. And you know, also in my defense too, like I've been drinking for like a week. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm kind of tired too. At this night, you know what I'm saying? This night specific, like I'm tired at this point. Like we were supposed to catch a flight the next day, but we went out one more time, and then I remember at night specifically, like I'm leaving the club. I got a couple girls with me, and I'm headed to my Airbnb specifically, like with my boy that I'm staying with, Sam. I'm heading to Sam's Airbnb, and the girls are like begging me to go get something to eat. But I don't make stops. I don't even eat before I go home or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really like that's not my nature. Not at the time. Like I don't really be going out like that no more. But at the time, like I don't even do that type of stuff. But they're like really like pressing me to.
If
like,
you've been drinking all night and then you go eat a fucking hamburger and fries on top of all the alcohol, it's like extra fucking like I don't know. It's just gonna make you feel even worse in the morning. I kind of feel like.
Yeah, nah, but it's like not even that. Like I'm trying to go home. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm trying to go home. So boom, we stop. Remember I go into deli or whatever it is. I find out it's a sandwich shop. At first I thought it was pizza. At first I thought I was getting pizza. Go in a pizza shop and I see there's a big old line. And me personally, I don't really like, you know what I'm saying, waiting for like too much stuff. Cause especially if I'm just trying to get home, like I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? I open the door, see there's a big line. I turn around like nope. And then somebody from the pizza shop comes out and grabs me, like, cause I guess they know me. And they're like, "Hey, Kelv, nah, don't worry about it, bro. Take a seat. I'm gonna take care of you." You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Oh, all right, bet it's lit." Cause like all the seats are up. You know what I'm saying? All the seats are up. He specifically grabbed me and told me to come in. Cause if not, I was about to go home. Boom. I grabbed the seats. Me and the girl sit down, and then I guess the manager. I guess he was the manager because I was really looking for the manager too. The manager starts yelling at me from the bar, like, "Hey, yo, like, what you doing sitting down? Don't you see there's a line? Da da da."
Right.
So then from the table, I'm asking him, you know, from what I remember, I think I was asking him pretty nicely, like, "Hey, bro, can you grab the person from the back that said they're gonna take care of me?" Because, you know, he's yelling at me, making it seem like I came in like an asshole.
So this confusion between the employee and the boss is where all this starts off.
Yeah, there's a confusion between the employee and the boss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Yo, bro, can you grab him?" Da da da, because he's yelling at me. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's looking at me crazy, like da da da. And then whatever, boom. So I get up, I start talking to the manager. I'm like, "Let me talk to him." He's like, "I am the manager." Da da. Get up. So I'm talking to him. I'm like, "Yo, bro, I just want to be helped." Da da da. Somebody said they were gonna help me, so I'm trying to explain to him why I even came and sat down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm trying to do. And then I guess one of the girls that I'm with, I guess somebody was recording me from the bar, like, cause you know people are talking and stuff, and people are recording me, and somebody's over there is like saying something. You know what I'm saying? Like I could hear pretty disrespectful stuff come my way, but I'm trying to ignore it. And then I guess the girl that I was with was trying to get him to stop recording me. You know what I'm saying? And I guess he called her, like, he said something to her. You know what I'm saying? Something disrespectful to her. And I heard that too. And then at this point, I'm kind of fed up. And, you know, I reacted. I went up to him. I'm like, "Yo, bro, like, take that video off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, da-da-da, like, don't record me." He's talking to me crazy still. Da-da-da-da. I'm trying to keep my temper. And then I just, like, I finally I finally reacted. You know what I'm saying? Like, I reacted. All I did, like, I reacted. I pulled my phone out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Did what I did. Fucking, then I decided to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I go to the car, whatever, after I recorded him or whatever. I go to the car. And then I remember I opened the car door. And, you know, to keep in mind too, Adam, like, a lot of the stuff that I've done to get to where I was at was like from my intuition or like the little voice that I be telling you, you know what I'm saying? And something told me to go back in there and fight him. So I was like, all right, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. Like the same voice told me the same thing. So
that voice in your head when you're already in the middle of a fight, don't listen to it.
Exactly, I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, I couldn't distinguish whether it was my intuition or like, you know what I'm saying, some dumb shit. But you know what I'm saying? I left my people behind too. Boom, I remember I closed the door, bro. I go back in there trying to fight him, whatever. And then from what I remember, bro, I thought they both came out swinging. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's kind of like a little bit blurry. Like, bro, I'm trying to fight him. I'm not even ready to fight, bro. Like, my shoes not tied, nothing. Boom, whatever.
And those dudes weren't fucking around. Like, in retrospect, like, they look like this is probably like what they do is just like fight people at restaurants.
Probably so, bro. Probably so. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, boom, that happened. I remember the next day I'm drunk as hell, bro. And I wake up. The first thing I do is like, it's like when I woke up in the morning, it's like, damn, I remember like, damn, I kind of fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, this shit was crazy.
But were you like hurt?
I mean, like,
It wasn't that bad.
it hurt. Like,
No, like going to the hospital.
not at all. Not at all. Like, it was just like at the time, I'm like, fuck, I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when it's happening, like, you know,
Right.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is crazy. Boom, whatever. I couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Boom, I go home, whatever. I wake up the next day. Remember, my boy's girl at the time, she hands me my phone. Oh, no, when I first opened my eyes, it's like, damn, like I had like a bad feeling. I'm like, damn, I kind of like fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, or some shit. Like, I remember like kind of what happened.
You're hungover,
you know what I'm saying?
you're fighting, but
yeah,
you don't remember
just
the
wake up. You know,
details?
when you wake up and
Yeah.
something happened, like I just felt that feeling. Boom, she gives me my phone, bro. And the first thing I did was I grabbed it, cause what I thought, like I hadn't even seen nothing that happened. Like I didn't even go through my social media. I wake up and the first thing I did was tweet it. You know what I'm saying? I tweeted. I was like, I already know there's a video out there of me getting beat up. Da da da.
So you hadn't even seen.
I hadn't seen nothing, bro.
You just knew it was gonna be out there.
I just thought it, yeah, like
Yeah,
I just
I mean,
knew it was
that's
gonna be out.
probably a safe
Like I knew
assumption,
it was
yeah.
gonna be out there, but it wasn't even like I just did. Like I just woke up. I was like, nah, don't worry. I've been through this shit before. I know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Without really like analyzing the situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I guess a lot of people thought that I was trying to play victim, which like if you read the tweet, it kind of looks like it. I don't really remember it that much, but fucking that wasn't really ever my intention. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it wasn't really ever my intention. And then like I think things kind of just spiraled out of control when I ain't tell my part of the story right then and there.
Because I remember this going down where I'm like looking at Twitter and it's like, oh fuck, there's this gnarly video of Brother Nature getting fucking in a fight, basically, and like it seemed like you were the straight victim. Like some people in public were just picking on you, and that was the sentiment on Twitter, was that everybody was like, oh, this poor guy, he's such a great guy, people are bullying him, rah, rah. And then it's like almost, I don't know, by the end of the day, it became like, no, actually, check out this clip. He was the one who started it. He is the devil. He started this fight, etc. So it was this huge swing in public opinion. And meanwhile, I'm sure you felt like totally powerless to have any kind of effect on what people were saying about you, right?
Yeah, just as far as like what I would say, you know, in my own defense, because is that it was like kind of like a mutual thing. I reacted though, you know, I
Right.
should never reacted. You know what I'm saying? I was drunk and I was by myself. Like I shouldn't have reacted, like me personally, like, and I did, and then that's it.
Because this is the worst kind of scenario, because if you're somebody who's like internet famous, you know, like people are always like, oh, you should have security, whatever. But like, you know, you're not out there wearing crazy chains and jewelry and stuff. You're not putting yourself out there like you're fucking Pooh Shiesty. You're not like Mr. Look how gangster I am.
Mm-hmm.
So you think like it's all good, but then you can run into a scenario where it's just like, you know, signals get crossed, or like somebody would you say that the situation basically happened because of some clout chasing? Because you wouldn't have started arguing with the guy if he wasn't filming you, right?
Not at all. Like I wouldn't have argued with him if he was filming. Like if he wasn't filming me, if he wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying, like disrespect the girl that I was with. Like, you know, it was a lot, and he was saying a lot of stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
a lot of mean things, like a lot of disrespectful stuff that, you know. But shit, it happened, bro. Like.
Yeah, definitely. But so how do you approach this? Because it's like all of a sudden you're in a situation that would normally call for like a crisis management PR type response, but you never had to deal with any of this shit ever before in your fucking life. Like you literally just came up off of making the most wholesome video content. You never had to like try to explain yourself or figure out how to apologize or any of this shit. Like what did you do?
Honestly, bro, what I did was I remember I took a flight. I went back home. Took a flight. I went home. Honestly, I think I went out again that night, but like just on some chill shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I wasn't really trying to give the situation too much attention. Like, I didn't want to like feel bad or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I think I went on a run the next day, and something told me. You know, I keep saying this, but something told me like, "Hey, bro, you should just have an interview with Speedy Mormon, cause that's my friend." You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't know if you know Speedy.
Yeah,
You should just have an interview with Speedy Mormon and just say the truth. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I even like when I was running, I kind of like laughed about the situation myself, cause I was taking myself so serious too. You know, by reacting. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Right.
it was definitely like ego in play, and like when I drink, you know what I'm saying? Like kind of laughed at myself for taking myself so serious, for like wanting to fight these people for disrespecting me. Like, well, so what? You know what I'm saying? Somebody yells at me, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like. Fuck the ego shit. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody yells at me, so what? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you yelled at me. Like you probably got something going on too. You know what I'm saying? Like all good. You know, it's what it should be, but I reacted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My ego came to play. So I kind of just wanted to do an interview like the next day and just come clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm not perfect. I'm a human. I messed up. You know, was on a bender. Like, and I'm good. But, you know, shit happens. But I do have like good intentions with the social media stuff. I'm happy to make y'all happy. And this is cool. I love dealing with animals and I love my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do. I cherish it. And I'm sorry to my bros that if I was moving too fast, you know what I'm saying? Like, just apology if I was moving too fast and my ego played, my ego was playing me in certain situations where I could have been like a better person, especially to those people close to me because I was moving so fast. You know what I'm saying?
That interview came out though, because I haven't.
No, never. No, that's what I should have did. But then like
okay.
something told me like I think then fear came into play. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, just wait till you do something first. Wait till you do something first. Like, come out with that big project. You know what I'm saying? Because the goal always been like have like a TV show or some shit. You know, some mainstream stuff, or just have a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I always wanted. So I'm like, maybe you should just get the show first. But then I think I became afraid to start making decisions because I ain't just make that one. You know what I'm saying? And just come clean like as a person, like as a human.
Because you went through this like long stretch where you're in the public eye and everything you do is pretty much doing better, making you bigger. You know, maybe you drop some video that is kind of like a failure or whatever, but it doesn't matter. You like keep growing and growing and all your decisions seem to be good ones. And then all of a sudden it's like, you start questioning yourself and you're like, well, what the fuck do I do? How do I move? Because I feel like you kind of just like went off, did your own thing and sort of took a step back from the public eye. Was that the plan or did it just sort of become that?
It just became the plan. It just, I think God just forced me to just sit down real quick, bro, and just, so I could just, you know, remember who I am.
But like you being the person that you're describing to me, it seems like you probably saw the value in slowing down and taking some time away because you were really on this like roller coaster ride, like in terms of fame and stuff, where you go from a totally normal person to all of a sudden you got 1 million followers and you're getting all these opportunities. And I'm sure that there were, you know, 1 million girls hitting you up and rappers that you could be kicking it with. And it's like, it's a very tricky thing when you don't have any experience to be like, okay, what should I do with my time?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you want to take every opportunity, but at the same time, I mean, what the fuck do you do? Like, I mean, so do you just fully take a step back from it, stop kicking it around people with clout and shit like that, and just stay back at your parents' house?
Yeah. Nah, for a minute, bro. Yeah, I just took time to myself, bro. Like, oh, that's it, bro. I just went off the radar. Wasn't really talking to nobody. I kind of just had to like go through it, bro, and just like self-analyze and like, you know, I just had to take time.
So what kind of stuff were you doing? Were you still kicking it with animals and stuff, or you just being by yourself, or what were you doing?
Yeah, bro, I was kind of, because, you know, COVID hit too.
Yeah,
like, COVID happened, you know what I'm saying?
That was right before COVID,
That was right before COVID.
Wow.
Then COVID happened, then everybody's locked in. And then I was like, then like when the summertime came out, you know, some people started going out a little bit. Like, I tried it. It wasn't really fulfilling me. Like, I think it was a weird place and time for a lot of people. I wouldn't say everybody, but for a lot of people. And I felt on that, I was on that side of like, this stuff is kind of weird. And I was just like a little confused with like where the world was at, just even at the time too. So
yeah,
it was just a very sensitive time too for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, and especially when you think about the summer of the George Floyd shit and all that kind of stuff going on. Because for a lot of people like us, even for months and months and months, it was like, are we gonna drop merch?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like a good climate. Like nobody's gonna really want to hear about our fucking new T-shirt design.
Yeah.
At a time where the whole world's just kind of dealing with this conversation about racism. You know.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember having that conversation with a lot of OnlyFans girls too, being like, am I allowed to post my link? It's like when 90% of the timeline is like burning buildings and some guy getting shot in the head and all this fucked up shit, it does seem kind of weird to be like, ooh, fuck me.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, like, where do you go from there, though? Because I know you've kind of gone back to living like a more regular life, but you've been mostly staying off social media, right?
Yeah, like, nah, like, I still use social media, but now I kind of use it like I used to in the old days. Like, I take a few pictures, you know, till I feel like I'm, like, in the right headspace to get back into the animals and, you know, doing things for, like, the right reasons and doing the right things is, like, when I'm going to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it all comes with good timing.
Definitely. But did you feel like a lot of people kind of turned their back on you or stopped talking to you around that time, or was it mostly love from the friendships you had made?
From my friendships, what I would say is, you know, a lot of these people that I met or whatever, like, we see each other in parties, so if I'm not partying, I'm not really going to see you.
Right.
And I know who my real friends are, honestly. Shout out to them, and I talk to them every day. I've been talking to them every day, like, since I got back in it, like I just been talking to my homies, and I just keep it like that, bro. And then if things happen. We see each other, we shake hands, like it's cool, you know.
Right, definitely. So what's your life like these days?
Just moved to Colorado, living in the mountains now.
So you're just here for Rolling Loud and a couple other things?
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So damn, Colorado must be so different.
it's fire.
You love it?
I love it.
Really? Do you have any of these animals from before, or have any of them made the transition?
I just see a whole bunch of wildlife. Like the other day, I ride a little Brom. I was taking a Brom to go get some food, and in the middle of the night, bro, I saw a mountain lion. So I see a lot of wildlife, but this is really wildlife. You know what I'm saying? Like my deer, they're nice, they're tame, they can't get hunted in my neighborhood. These animals over here, they about that shit.
Would a mountain lion kill you though? Or would it like attack you?
It could. Like it would, like, you know, I feel like humans, like we're like at the top of the chain, like as far as like predators and shit. So they're mainly afraid, but you know, if it wanted to fight you, it could, you know.
Because sometimes I'll be walking around in my neighborhood and I'll walk by a fucking mountain lion, and like they don't really look at me that much, and I'm just like staring ahead, like just trying not to look at it, just thinking like, I hope you don't want to smoke with me, like
For
what
sure.
the fuck, like, because I don't know if they're just gonna run up on me randomly, but I know that they kill dogs and cats all the fucking time, so
For sure.
I mean, I know I could get got if you
Bro,
were
they-
just having a bad day.
Bro, they fight bears.
They fight bears.
They fight bears.
And lose.
No, like if they win, like they win. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know the bears be trying to eat their cubs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So the
wow.
mom be having to hold it down. Like you can watch videos of stuff like on YouTube, bro. Like it's crazy. Like their tactics. Like
Wow.
they fight different. Like it's not like they just go at it. Like they just got. It's like a standoff.
Damn, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So what did your attitude on doing like TV stuff and production stuff, like how did you start to think about that in the wake of all this shit?
I think I've always started. I think ever since I went viral, I'm like, damn, I want my own, you know, animal show and like my own way. And I think in due time, I'm gonna get it.
Right. Have you worked on it much, or like have you tried to like make a pilot for YouTube of the kind of stuff that you want to do?
Nah, for sure. I actually shot a documentary in the middle of COVID.
Really?
Yeah, with my friend Sam Jordan, MV Tours. We got a tour bus. We took it from LA all the way to Miami, stopped at every national park, different neighborhoods, did different outdoor activities, and we also met other viral animals and shopping that shit now.
Interesting. Yeah. What's the world like for viral animals? Because you just kind of see it every now and then, an animal just pops off that just tickles the world's fancy, right?
It's nice, bro. You know, you get to meet the owners and you get to find out their story. Everybody got a different story, but the same thing is, you know, the foundation is love. So it's
Right.
always good to see.
Definitely. So you gonna work on? Are you putting out music or anything? Has that ever been part of the plan?
Nah, I haven't put out no music yet.
Because you're friends with a lot of rappers and stuff. I just felt like at a certain point, especially back then, everybody was putting out a song back
For
then.
sure.
But I guess not so much anymore. Yeah.
We'll see.
But okay, in Colorado, who you hang out with out there?
My boy Elbow Glass, Guapular, and my friend Avatar.
Okay.
A couple glass blowers and my boy Guav. He a cool dude.
You smoke weed?
I don't.
You just hang out with the glass blowers?
Yep.
Okay. You don't partake?
No.
Do they partake?
For sure.
They partake. You never got into that though?
Smoking weed?
Yeah.
Nah, like I used to fuck around a little bit in high school, but nah, I don't really smoke no more.
Okay. That's cool. What you're in a relationship?
That's my girlfriend right there.
How long?
We've been together since like June.
Oh, okay. How's that going?
It's love at first sight.
You met her in Colorado, or you met her out here and she moved
In
with
New
you?
York.
And she was down to move? Or is it long distance?
It's a little bit long distance, but we see each other all the time.
Okay.
Long distance, but we see each other all the time.
Interesting. Wow. All right. So, but when you're in Colorado, you never get sick of all that nature? I don't know. It would be tough for me at a certain point.
I mean, sometimes, like that's why I'm glad that, you know, you can always get on a plane and come over here and enjoy. Like I don't really get sick of it, but sometimes, you know, like cabin fever, I think is what it's called or something. Like, you know, you just be in the mountains and you be like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
it takes me 30 minutes to go to the city or something.
I love going to Hawaii, but at the same time, when I'm in Hawaii, I'm like, I could never live here. I feel so trapped and isolated. Colorado, at least I know I could like freak out and hop in the car for like 12 hours and be in LA or whatever. Is it like 12 hours
Wait,
to LA, or how
from
far?
Colorado?
Yeah.
Probably, I don't even know.
Something
to
like
be
that, I
honest.
think. Yeah, it's a long ass time, but it's like, it's doable. Like you could do it. You're there by the end of the day, you know?
Sure.
Damn. Okay. So what's the plan? Like how have you been making money? Like what's the hustle these days?
I just closed the campaign with Psycho Bunny,
What's that?
clothing brand.
Oh, okay.
So on the campaign, it's called Color Outside the Lines. It's me, Daddy Yankee, Jay Versace, Kendrick Sampson,
Oh, wow.
somebody else, and that just dropped and it's fire. And like half of the proceeds go to this charity that helps kids with like their art endeavors and stuff. So it's pretty legit. And you know, I always knew kind of how to just find a way to make some paper. You know.
Definitely. What you remember how did you used to watch The Price is Right?
The Price is Right.
Yeah, the game show.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Like
but
Bob Barker was the host when I was a kid, and he would always end every episode with like, and remember, keep your pets spayed and neutered.
for sure.
Like that was just his thing. Like, and I always thought that was kind of interesting. That it's like, okay, you're the celebrity, you have this platform, and that's gonna be the one. Like there's a million fucking charities that you could get into. There's human trafficking. There's all kinds of fucked up shit all over the world. But I mean, you know, it was cool because it's like you remember him by it. That's like one simple message. Is there any like version of that with you? Like you love animals and stuff, but what's the best message we should put out there? Because I love cats. But I also like I don't really know like is spaying and neutering the cats gonna really make that big a difference when there's 5 billion fucking stray cats all over the country? I don't know.
I think it's
This is a long question. I don't know how much sense it makes.
if there's a catch, everybody eats, man.
Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
You eat animals?
Sometimes I do,
Yeah, me too.
but I don't.
Okay.
I didn't really want to answer.
Gotta see if you have to keep it real.
I'm not gonna lie.
All the vegans are like, ah,
Damn, but
I
I'm
thought
trying
I
to
liked this guy.
Damn. But,
Okay. So anything else you want the people to look out for?
Yeah, you know, Brother Nation Takes America coming soon. And you know, just live in love, man. That's it. Life is good. You know, just be thankful.
That's dope, man. Yeah, it's good to see you in a good state of mind and everything, and hopefully we see a lot more content and we get to see the journey keep unfolding.
Thank you, bro.
For sure.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man. Brother Nature, No Jumper, coolest podcast in the world. He don't know what camera to point at me. I don't know either. Check us out on YouTube, TikTok, Patreon, Instagram, TikTok. I already said TikTok. Like, comment, subscribe. NoJumper.com if you want to support. Appreciate y'all.